Hello everyone. Today I'd like to share with you a brief summary of a new study focusing on siblings and how they influence adolescent substance use. Let's start by looking at the three common substances used by adolescents. These are alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana. What we know from prior research is that if your sibling uses one of these substances, you're more likely to use these as well. That's a simple behavioral effect. What we also know is that the type of sibling matters. If your sibling has the same gender as you, you're more likely to be influenced. If your sibling is similar in age to you, you're more likely to be influenced. What this study examines that is a little bit different is whether sibling popularity matters. For instance, are you more likely to copy the behaviors of a sibling with just a few friends, maybe even no friends, versus a sibling who is very popular, seems to be well received by peers? There are several theoretical reasons to expect that this might be taking place. One is what we call vicarious reinforcement, the idea that when we see someone else getting rewarded for a behavior, we're more likely to try out that behavior as well. So for example, if our sibling is very popular and also happens to use marijuana, for example, we might be more likely to try out that behavior, especially if we think that that sibling is popular because of their substance use. Another explanation could be what we call anticipatory socialization. This is where we modify our behavior to fit what we expect the future to bring. For example, if our older sibling has already passed the grade ahead of us or has already navigated certain social situations, we might try to modify our behavior to match theirs because we're really not sure what the future will bring, or we think that their behavior is an appropriate way to handle that future situation. Either way, it would make sense for a sibling's popularity to change whether or not we're likely to use a particular substance. Let's take a look at some of the results of this study. What you're seeing are the predicted probabilities of younger sibling marijuana use based on previous use and sibling popularity. If you look at the left-hand bars first, we're looking at families where both siblings report using marijuana previously. And as you might expect, their predicted probabilities of using marijuana now are quite high. They've used marijuana before. But also notice the difference in height between the two bars. The dark bar refers to those whose siblings are less popular than average. The light bar refers to those whose siblings are more popular than average. What we see here in the difference in height is that those with more popular siblings also have higher predicted probabilities of marijuana use. We see a very similar trend in the right-hand set of bars. There we're looking at families where only the older sibling has used marijuana in the past. So in a way, we're looking at younger sibling marijuana use. Again, we see that those whose older siblings are more popular have higher predicted probabilities of using marijuana. So across this graph, we see that at least for marijuana, our hypothesis that more popular siblings will be more influential is definitely supported. More research is certainly needed in this area before we can fully conclude this for all substances, but it does shed light on the types of siblings that are influential for our behavior.